In this video, we're diving into one of the most powerful functions in Qlik, the window function. If you've ever wanted to compare a row's value with averages, ranks, or totals across other rows, window is the best way to do it. The window function performs calculations across multiple rows within a section or window of a table and returns a single value for each row. Using window, you can compare values to averages, maximums, or minimums, calculate rank within partitions or across the entire table. In our first example, we use window with an aggregation as the main input expression. The result of this calculation is returned for every row in the table. For instance, each employee gets a new field, median salary, containing the same value, the overall median. This is useful for when you want to compare each employee's salary against the median salary of the whole organization to identify above or below median earners. You can also specify one or more partitions in a window function. Partitions define how the aggregation is applied. Each unique combination of partition fields creates a separate group for the calculation. For example, average salary can be calculated separately for each department. Each employee row then receives their department's average salary in a new field without reducing the number of rows. You can also define the sort order of rows within each partition. In this example, we want to add row number per department sorted by age. Row numbers are calculated within each department. The sort type determines the direction of sorting. Sorting by age ensures that employees are ordered from youngest to oldest before assigning row numbers. This technique can be used for sliding windows, rankings, or sequential calculations within each department. As you can see, the column now shows the employee order from youngest to oldest within each department. You can also add a filter expression. In this case, we calculate the average salary per department for U.S. employees only. In this example, aggregation is calculated separately for each department. Employees are sorted by age, ascending within each department. Only U.S. employees are included in the average calculation. Now, let's add this measure to the table. As you can see, the column now shows the average salary per department for U.S. employees only. You can also set arguments for sliding window functionality. This limits the number of rows to be aggregated together. The aggregation function concatenates the salaries of all rows within the sliding window, separated by a dash. Aggregation is performed within each department. No additional sorting is applied. The sliding window lets you calculate aggregates based on neighboring rows around the current row. -1 includes preceding rows, 1 includes following rows, as you can see, each output row will only include results from a number of rows preceding or succeeding the current row. This is very useful for rolling sums, moving averages, or concatenating sequential values. And that concludes this video. Thanks for watching.